Alrighty, everybody, I'm coming back to you with how to care for cast iron. Now, when you first get, like this one, when I first got it, actually came with like a waxy coating on it. And if you ever work with new cast iron, you'll feel when they come from the factory that there's like a waxy coating on it, and that's to protect it. Now, there's different schools of thought. Some people say that when you get cast iron that you shouldn't put soap and water on it. Some people say when you first get it, in order to get the waxy buildup off, you have to use soap. And then it's all different sorts of things. What I did with this one was when I first got it, I did not read the instructions. So learn to read your instructions. Okay, but I washed and I dried it because I did not like that feeling on it. And something said that there's got to be something else you're supposed to do to this stuff. So when you first get your cauldron, what you're gonna want to do is you are gonna want to get that coating off. Now, I used some mild detergent. Some people say that's bad. Some people, I use a mild detergent that is like the new green stuff that's made with plants. So I figured that cannot possibly be as bad as, say, some of the stuff that's made with harsher chemicals. So if you have some of that stuff, that will be fine. This is what I did with this one, and it's and it hasn't rusted or anything just yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and wash this. Oh, and when you wash your cauldron, make sure that you wash it and then you dry it thoroughly and quickly. So don't let the water sit on here and like put it in the dishwasher and stuff like that. These aren't supposed to go in your dishwasher. Alright, and I'll be back with the second step in just a quick second. And we're back. So your next move that you are going to do is you are going to take a cookie sheet and some Reynolds wrap, and you're going to cover your cookie sheet with it. Now, some say to just put it on, and make sure you preheat your oven to, I think I preheated it to about 400 degrees. 400 degrees if you didn't know that. Now, some just say to put it on your rack in your oven, and then put the foil down the bottom. Yeah, I assume that would be best if you were doing cast iron. But I have a gas stove, and I'm really not trying to mess with stuff like that. So I just got a cookie sheet. I put some aluminum foil on it, and then that was the end of that. Now, your next move that you're going to want to do is get some Crisco all vegetable shortening or whatever brand you use. I didn't have this when I did this one right here, so I'm going to re-season that with this. I think last time I used some more oily vegetable oil. Some people say to use like lard. It really kind of depends on what you've been taught and what you feel is best, and kind of what you have around the house. So if you only have Crisco, then use Crisco. If you have lard, use that. If you have, I think they said use something. I can't quite remember what it is now, but once I remember, I'll just post it in my annotations. So you're going to want to get some of this, and you're going to want to get a paper towel. And for this one, because it's a little bit smaller and I can't really get a paper towel in there like I need to, I might have to go and get a couple cotton balls. Let me go get some paper towels. Alrighty, back. That was easy enough. I had to check make sure my oven was acting up. So you just take some of the Crisco, and what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to smear this all over your cauldron. And make sure you rub it in pretty good. Make sure you get it, be generous, all over your cauldron. And make sure that you get inside your cauldron too, because that is very important, especially if you're going to be putting water in here. Or any cast iron stuff. So I'm going to do that, and I'll be right back with some further instructions. Alrighty, so once your cauldron has been oiled up pretty well, all you're going to do is just simply place it in the oven for about an hour or so. So I'm going to do that. Yeah, I'm putting it in the oven now. And make sure that if you have pot holders, to use those to place it in the middle of your oven. And then don't forget to turn on the light, and make sure that you make sure that you watch it to make sure that because it's going to fume. I should let you know that now. It's going to fume, so you should either open up a window if you don't have an exhaust fan, and you should just every so often make sure that you check on your cauldrons to make sure that everything is going right. There are no fires. It should be fine, but just to be obviously on the safe side, use smarts and just keep checking on it every so often. And to place them in there for about an hour. And then after your hour is up, what you're going to do is you're going to turn off your oven, and whether at 350, some people say 300, some people say 450, some people say 400, whatever you feel is fine, and to turn off your oven until your cauldrons are completely cooled. And that's going to take about, depending on what heat setting you had it on, from about an hour to 2 hours. And then after that, you're going to take them out. And I gave mine, a nice little rub down to get any excess stuff off. And then what you're going to do is when you store it is, if you have a lid with yours, is to make sure that you store it with some paper towels or something in between the lid and the actual cauldron, so that way air can circulate and you don't get any rust or anything like that. And every so often, you just need to season your cauldrons if you use it, especially if you use it a lot, to make sure that you don't get any rust or anything like that. And just have fun and use common sense when you're seasoning cast iron cauldrons. All right.